Once upon a time, there were 5 pig brothers and they all looked exactly alike. They lived with their mother in a little house, not far from the sea. This is my family. I am a mother, and they are my son.
I am the first pig brother. I can swallow the sea.
I am the second pig brother. I have an ionic.
The pig brother. I can stretch and stretch and stretch my legs.
I am the fourth pig brother. I cannot be burned.
And I am the last pig brother. I can hold my breath indefinitely.
Every morning, the first pig brother could go finding the treasure. One day, a little boy stopped him and asked him if he could go finding the treasure. May I go to finding the treasure with you? No, it could not be done. But the little boy begged and begged, and finally, the first big brother consented. Under one condition, and that is that you shall obey me promptly. Yes, yes. Early the next morning, the first pig brother and the little boy went down to the beach. Remember, you must obey me promptly. When I make a sign for you to come back, you must come at once. Yes, yes. Then the first pig brother swallowed the sea, and all the fish were left high and dry at the bottom of the sea, and all the treasure of the sea lay uncovered. The little boy was delighted. He ran here and there, stuffing his pocket with strange pebbles, extraordinary shells, and fantastic agate. Near the shore, the first pig brother gathered some fish while he kept holding the sea in his mouth. Presently, he grew tired. It is very hard to hold the sea, so he made a sign with his hand for the little boy to come back. The little boy saw him but paid no attention. The first pig brother made great movements with his arms that meant, "Come back!" But did the little boy care? Not a bit, and he ran farther away. Then the first pig brother felt the sea swelling inside him, and he made desperate gestures to call the little boy back. But the little boy made fakes and him and fell as fast as he could. First pig brother held the sea until he thought he was going to blush. All of a sudden the sea forced its way out of his mouth. went back to its bed, and the little boy disappeared. When the first pig brother returned to the village alone, he was arrested, put in prison, tried, and condemned to have his head cut off. On the morning of the execution, he said to the judge, "Your Highness, will you allow me to go and bid my brother goodbye?" "It is only fair," said the judge. So the first pig brother went home, and the second pig brother came back in his place. All the people were assembled on the village square to witness the execution. The executioner took his sword and struck a mighty blow. But the second pig brother got up and smiled. He was the one with the iron neck, and they simply couldn't cut his head off. Everybody was angry, and they decided that he should be drowned. On the morning of the execution, the second pig's brother said to the judge, "Your Honor, will you allow me to go and bid my mother goodbye?" "It is only fair," said the judge. So the second pig brother went home, and the third pig brother came back in his place. He was put on the boat, which made for the open sea. When they were far out on the ocean, the third pig brother was thrown overboard. But he began to stretch his leg right down to the bottom of the sea, and all the time his smiling face was bobbing up and down on the crest of the waves. He simply couldn't be drowned. He was very angry, and they all decided that he should be burned. On the morning of the execution, the third pig brother said to the judge, "Your Honor, will you allow me to go and bid my mother goodbye?" "It is only fair," said the judge. So the third pig brother went home, and the fourth pig brother came back in his place. He was tied up to the stake. Fire was set to it, and all the people stood around watching it. In the midst of the flame, they heard him say, "This is quite pleasant. Bring some more wood." The people cried. The fire roared higher. "Now it is quite comfortable," said the fourth pig brother, for he was the one who couldn't be burned. Everybody was getting more and more angry every minute, and they all decided to smother him. On the morning of the execution, the first pig brother said to the judge, "Your Honor, will you allow me to go and bid my mother goodbye?" "It is only fair," said the judge. So the fourth pig brother went home, and the fifth pig brother came back in his place. A large big oven had been built on the village square, and it had been all stuffed with whipped cream. The fifth pig brother was shoveled into the oven.
right in the middle of the cream. The door was shut tight, and everybody sat around and waited. They were not going to be tricked again. So they stayed there all night and even a little after dark, just to make sure. Then they opened the door and pulled him out. And he shook himself and said, "My, that's what a good sleep." Everybody stayed open-mouthed and brown-eyed, but the judge stepped forward and said, "We have tried to get rid of you in every possible way, and somehow it cannot be done. It must be that you are innocent."
Yes!
Shouted all the people. So they let him go and he went home. And the 5 pig brothers and their mother all lived together happily for many years.